Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm honored to introduce Comptroller John Blue this morning at his first State of the City address. We, the students of Wadley Secondary School for the Performing and Visual Arts, which is located right here in Harlem, are indebted to the Comptroller and others like him who helped us in our fight to keep Wadley open. As many of you know, Wadley Secondary was on a list of New York City public schools slated for closure. But after a long and very vocal fight waged by parents, students, the Harlem community, and caring friends including Comptroller Lou, the Department of Education took Wadley off that list. Thank you, Comptroller Lou. We are grateful that you stood with us. Although the immediate fight to save Wadley is over, there are still many other public schools in jeopardy. Either because they are scheduled to close or they are languishing due to insufficient resources and attention. The long list of public schools that are suffering is regrettable and seemingly grows every day. I give thanks for the public schools across the city that grant young women and men like me an abundance of opportunities, allowing us to thrive and grow in all kinds of ways. To close public schools here in New York City is to jeopardize the careers of future scientists, photographers, dancers, writers, and many other brilliant artists. To close the gateway of an opportunity that is in education is to shut off the next generation of pioneers that will change the world. Now, I know that Comptroller Lou plans to speak more about this topic in his address. So without further ado, I'm honored to give you the 43rd Comptroller of the City of New York, John C. Lou.
Sharing your story with us. As a proud product of New York City Public Schools myself, it was very moving for me to watch this group of students, parents, and teachers fight so hard to keep their school open. What a lesson for all of us to learn. That if you want something and you work hard for it, you can accomplish it. Congratulations to you, Geronimo, and the entire Wadley family. Thanks also to Charlene Ogando for that beautiful rendering of our national anthem. What a great voice. American Idol, here we come. And let me thank Dr. Lisa Koiko and all the staff here at City College for working so closely with us on every detail of this event. City College and the entire community system are so vital to our city, providing higher education at an affordable cost. Over the past century and a half, CUNY has had a profound impact on millions of lives. Many who walked through the gates of CUNY were the first in their families to set foot inside a college. Countless New Yorkers are indeed indebted to CUNY for their education and the skills that empowered them to move up the economic ladder. It's nice to see Vice Chancellor Jay Hershenson. I want to thank you. Chancellor Goldstein and everybody at CUNY for the important work that you do. And we're also joined by great colleagues of mine in government, our borough president from Manhattan, Scott Stringer, borough president from the great borough of Brooklyn, Marty Markowitz, members of the City Council, the New York State Senate, and the New York State Assembly. Thank you for the great work that you do for all of us here in New York. let me give a shout out to someone who is not here in body, but he's on everybody's minds. The guy who's been carrying the Knicks for the last couple of weeks, putting New York City back on the basketball map, Jeremy Lin. What a guy. He's a Harvard graduate. He's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And, wow, the guy gets great headlines in the New York Post. I gotta get some tips from him. And thanks to all of you for taking some time out of your busy schedules to be here this morning. I also want to give a special thanks to those of you in the overflow room. I'll come by right after this. Some of you know my story. My family and I moved from Taiwan to the United States when I was 5 years old. When I got here to New York, I didn't speak a word of English. It was difficult. We struggled along. Our family of 5 squeezed into a 1-bedroom apartment. Later, we moved into a 2-bedroom until my parents finally made it and got a 3-bedroom house in Bayside. Moving around a lot meant that I attended a number of different public schools. Later on, I schlepped, which in Mandarin means travel, to 2 hours each way every day on the Q27 bus and the D or the 4 train to the Bronx High School of Science. Our lives weren't easy back then. As immigrants with little English, us kids were always translating important things for our parents. At school, I was often picked on and sure took my share of punches because I looked different. Although we faced many challenges, like other immigrant families, my mom and dad embraced the American dream and believed in what New York City was all about. So much so that they changed the names of their 3 sons to John, Robert, and Edward in honor of the Kennedy family. New York gave us a chance to make something of ourselves, and we did. What I want more now than anything is to give the kids of today's New York, kids like Geronimo and like Charlene, and like my son Joey, the same kind of chance that we had. I want to make sure they have access and opportunities to enjoy all the richness that is New York.